think it's university.
Jordan. So okay,
I think it's MIT or
the thing
something.
I discovered throughout this week, um, I hate I hate frats. Hate them. Can't stand them. I hate and as this went on, I more and more realized how much I can't stand frat party movies. Can't stand them because like as someone who went into a great amount of debt to go to university or college, it drives me crazy watching people just waste their time in college. Like there's a point in one of the ones I watched where they describe college as being $20,000, and I'm like, I just can't imagine wasting that kind of money to not go to class or so. It became aggravating. This one is kind of
I
the
spent
first one,
I spent about that much going to college. I finished college.
right?
I didn't use college.
That's what I'm
College is a
saying.
waste of
So
money.
you obviously feel the same way I do, where you're just like these kind of movies just get to me in a way that
I think there's a healthy balance. I think you can have fun with your friends at school and be
and be
responsible.
responsible.
Why does it have to be one or the
I
other?
guess, yeah. Yeah. I'm
Like
just like
if I had friends, I'd like to, spend time with them.
I just
I
it
don't
was
know
like
that I'd
there'd be
necessarily
days
go
where
to like
like
a frat party, but like, I'd get together with my two or three friends and
right.
we'd have like a soda.
It's just one of those things where like anytime I couldn't go to class when I was in
But I'm a
college,
loser, so
I
what the
could
fuck do I know?
I could feel the hundreds of dollars just dripping away as I wasn't in class. Anyway, this is Animal House. That was a very long intro to be like, this is Animal House.
This is Faber College in 1962. You know, 1962 had to be the best year of my life. I was a member of Delta Tau Chi. The Deltas. What a great bunch of guys. Bluto. Hoover.
Raise your right hand.
Pinto. Flounder.
Flounder.
D-Day. Boone.
It's not gonna be an orgy. It's a toga party.
And look at me in 62. The Otter. School was fun in those days. The girl. The party.
This is effectively the blueprint daddy of every single shitty frat boy movie you've ever seen in your life. You know all the tropes, the antagonistic other frat, the guys who suck, all of that, they all originate
Yeah,
from
the,
this.
the underdog story.
Yeah, where we're fighting the bad frat, but we're actually secretly also shit. Yeah, this is where that comes from. Like you've seen scenes from this movie, and you don't even realize you have because you've seen at least one episode of Family Guy. Like this has been parodied, satired in every single thing, and it's not. I look, oh man, people are gonna get to me in the
It's
comments
it's
again.
it's hokey.
It's not good, but like it's not good because I live in 2026 and so much of this makes me cringe. Like and to be fair, I
To put it
texted
mildly.
my Jordan would have seen this, but I texted my dad this morning because I was curious. I was like, how old
Yeah, I did see that.
how old were you when you were in college? And what year were you in college? Because I wanted to know if he was in college when Animal House came out. Animal House came out in 1978. I googled it. He would have been 16 when this movie came out. Not googled it. I used a calculator. He would have been 16 when this movie came out. So like, I guess theoretically this might have been what college was like when he went to it. It also has the reason.
I mean, it's also there's a big difference between American and Canadian.
that is, I
And
guess, true. A little bit. Well, I think I did
they
learn.
have they very much in America, with what the internet has told me, is true. They very much have like it's a culture when it comes to sororities and fraternities down
Well,
there.
that's what's interesting. I googled it because I was curious because I don't want to come on here and say I was going to make that claim. I was going to say, oh, fraternities are really more of an American thing, and to a degree that is true. But in fact, we do have the fraternity system in Canada.
Interesting.
In fact, interest you more, and you're gonna do a oh, and a lot of things are gonna click in when you hear this. UBC has a fraternity. a really
That's
famous
not
one.
shocking.
Right? Does that explain
I
a lot of stories that we heard throughout the years?
well, yes, yeah, absolutely.
Without giving
But
anything away.
also, I'm because I guess for me, because there's a not all secondary schools and
No,
secondary
there's a difference
education
between university
are
and college.
made.
Yes, yes, I know what you mean.
Not even just that it's a difference between university and college, but like it's a difference between like Simon Fraser University, which is gigantic.
Yeah,
I think it's Simon Fraser that's
and UBC.
gigantic.
UBC is also gigantic.
And like no, but I'm gonna say as compared to like the University of the Fraser Valley
I mean, you could have said
or
Kwantlen, and I would have been like,
Scotland,
yeah,
or you know, like there's a difference
there's a
in
major difference.
prestige and size
Yes.
and just like so like to find out that like one of the bigger ones like that has a fraternity
Didn't surprise me either.
is not shocking.
No. It wasn't. It wasn't because I just it was never like these American movies where I guess we'll do this now. This is kind of a general thing, but this is a
Because
good
I mean,
spot
really,
to do it.
what is a fraternity? But like, just when you
Club?
break it down, it's just a social club.
Yeah, exactly.
Really,
That's what
right?
Wikipedia described them as. But like
But they just become really like
there
really
is. Well, at least when we were in school, there definitely was a push
romanticized.
to like
I think
that, like,
is the
you
word I
should-
would use.
you should go to university. But in American movies and television are very much like it's a stage of transition. It's you do high school and then you go to college, university.
It's a logical
and it always
step.
kind of just glosses over the expenses of it. And when I was in high school, you hit the point where like, okay, now you go to university, and then they show you the bill, and you're like, this is never going to happen for me, ever. I can't go
Depends
to
on what you're
UBC.
learning.
Do you see how much my family doesn't have this kind of money? So like, yeah.
Oh, certainly for UBC, yeah. But I mean,
There was
again,
no way.
that's why I say, I said this off screen, and I'm gonna repeat it. Is A, it depends on what you're learning, and B, no, back in the 90s and 80s, like a thing that cost like 20,000 today would have cost like 5,000.
Right, but
Like,
you got to scale down the wages. People made less money, so that doesn't really mean much. To say,
I mean, it
say
very
that college
much means a lot because, like, houses, for example,
yeah, but people made less money.
you know, back in the day, they had a hell of a lot of an easier time getting the houses than we do.
Well, but
That's not for no reason.
No, the reason for that, I mean, that's an entirely different podcast. But the
Yes,
reason
it
for
really
that,
is.
the reason for that was because, well, again, we're Canadian. It's
Things
different.
were cheaper back then.
It wasn't that things were cheaper back then. There were different tax credits and there was different legislation that allowed for people to take on loans and take on debt in a way that was more accessible. Yes, things were to say things were cheaper is not an untrue statement, but it is a statement kind of made in a vacuum. Like, yeah, obviously things were cheaper, but like we make like the minimum wage now is $18 versus back then minimum wage was like
because
$6.
now we're
So
paying
that's
three
not really
times as much money.
Right, so you got to scale these things.
The
to be
wage has gone up to compensate for the rise of costs,
Right.
not the other way around.
No, that's what I'm
right?
saying. That's what I'm saying.
So,
though.
so what I'm saying is that back in the day, what they would have paid was more fair for what like you could they had what they had for a living wage was actually a living wage.
It wasn't though.
That's the difference. Yes,
like,
it was.
Things weren't, and to be fair, movies and television are not a fair market. But no, it wasn't that people could just easily afford to go to college more back. It wasn't college didn't.
Absolutely, they could. That's what my dad told me. He told me back in the day he could go because he could afford to go.
Yeah, but I would take what your dad says with a grain of salt. But no, college was always expensive. Like that's a big part of why a part of these movies are
Not as expensive.
It was still very expensive.
Not as
It
expensive.
doesn't. Yes, but yeah, that's part of a larger discussion of inflation. Obviously, things are all more expensive. So to say college was more anyway, it's not the point.
Kind of is the point. It's why in these movies why they're willing to waste their money is because it doesn't cost as much.
No, but it still costs them a shit.
Also
ton of
because
money.
it's their parents' money.
I mean, yes, that's more what it is. It's their parents' money. Like it still costs like thousands for them. It would still cost like now college costs $100,000. It still costs them $10,000. That's still $10,000 a year for tuition. Like there's a point.
Yeah, but back in the day, people made more per capita, Justin.
but they didn't make
so,
more per capita.
Yes, they did. Yes, they did, Justin.
They made roughly the same per capita. That's what a lot of. Anyway, moving on. Um, um, train of
You're
thought.
starting a whole other a whole
Yeah,
other
we don't
argument
do an
here,
economics
Justin.
podcast. That's more of a Jake thing. Um,
We've had
Animal House.
we've had our one argument per session. We don't have time for another one.
It's just not worth. Um,
Point being is that it's irritating when they don't want to use their education.
yes,
As they
exactly.
should
That's
be.
that's the point of this. The point of this is these movies drive me crazy when they're not using their time. Man, I sure wish I could go to college. Like when they're not utilizing.
I
their
wish I
time
could. No,
properly.
I wish I was so well off that I could not only go to college but then dick around and not focus on the thing that I'm
Right.
paying to learn.
Like at
A
one
lot of
point,
these movies, the problem is a lot of these movies treat college like it's high
like
school.
it's high school, and so a lot of times
And
it's
not.
so funny because there's a plot point a lot in a show I'm watching where a character has to learn that high school and college is not high school, and I'm always like, and that did happen. That happened to a lot of kids when I went to school. I'm sure you experienced the same thing when I went to post secondary. That was a thing that the professors had to teach. One of my mentors, he had to teach them that this is not high school. You can't just treat it like it's high
Yeah.
school.
Well,
Like-
so here's what my experience was.
But it should be. It should be like high school in the sense that this should be a socially exploratory.
Oh, it should
moment.
be just a thing that's the next stage. You go and you do that, and you pick and you choose, and you
Right.
can learn what you want, and you don't have like it's just built into our system.
Like
It absolutely should be
I
that.
fully
I should be
believe.
able to right now go pick up a course for like dirt cheap and learn because I want to better myself.
Right. Like
We should be enriching the betterment of our fellow man.
I believe it. I believe that basic level university or college education should be taxpayer funded. Oh my god, I'm sure all of my capitalist friends are cringing. I believe that it should be taxpayer funded.
I'm a socialist at heart.
I think grade 14. Grade 14, you do grade 12, you do 2 years of post secondary, and then at that point, that's a
If you wanna
trial
keep
version.
learning,
If you want
then-
to, yeah, right.
Yeah,
Make one of the courses you have to teach, like financial planning. Make it so you have to learn how to go in and apply for loans and funding and whatever. And if you want to continue, if you want to take your 2 years of college, apply it to a job or a basic level job, you do that. Or if you want to continue, then you pay. That feels like a fair compromise for everybody.
Yeah, I mean I could agree with that.
Anyway,
Mostly.
it's not what this podcast is. Sorry. I knew when talking about college, we're gonna bitch about college. We have to bitch about college. It's a broken
I think
fucking system.
yeah. I'm look.
Anyway,
I'm
Animal House.
I'm just gonna say, I'm the person who I think education. I don't care how old you are. I think education.
Oh
should
well,
be
yeah,
free.
no. I'm the 2 years of free.
That's your version is the
post-secondary
compromise, but
is-
like
no. It's not age restricted. It's not age. If you want to stop at grade 12 and you still have those 2 years in reserve for the rest of your life. So if you want to go do
Sure.
2 free years of college, you can do that. Like,
but,
and then,
but what I'm saying is I'm balking at like I know what you're saying is the compromise version of it. I'm saying I'm full socialist. I think if you want today, you've used your 2 years. Today, Justin, you want to go and learn about welding, you should be able to just go to a university and learn about that for free.
That's yeah. I mean, that's fair. That's full. That's
Like
full
I
course.
don't think education of any sort.
Anyway,
I don't think there should be a price on knowledge. That's
Animal
my
House.
thing.
Animal
And
House.
I will die on that hill.
Animal House. This movie sucks balls, Jordan. That was a very long intro to be like, God, this movie sucks. This movie sucks so bad. I hate it. I hated it. Like the thing is like I'm gonna be slightly racist for a second, Jordan. All white people look the same. Like there's just
Whoa.
just a
Whoa.
point where every character, if they weren't fat, I couldn't tell them apart from the other. They were all the
Whoa.
fucking same. Okay,
You
so
can't
yeah, this,
say that,
this,
Justin.
they did. The two of them, like, they were
can't just
indistinguishable
say
from
that
each other.
All
They were the
white people
same
look the
character.
same, Justin. Oh my
Like,
god, that's so offensive.
I couldn't help it. They all look the same, Jordan. Like,
you're gonna get us in trouble saying things
other
like
than
that,
John,
Justin.
the only recognizable character in the is John Belushi, and that's because he's John Belushi. Other than that, everyone looked the fucking same. And like, it's about. Oh, the other fun thing about this. so
I
many
mean,
fun
I
things
assume it's
this.
about some college frat boys being upset at some other college frat
Pretty well,
boys,
yeah.
and
There's
along the
the-
way they have sex
For some reason, this takes
and
place.
see naked boobs.
It's weird, like so much of this, even there's no explanation seemingly given for it, but they seem to be at this military school because, you're like, why you keep saying, why you have that Twisted Sister pin on your uniform? That's the opening to,
The music video,
yeah,
right?
well, it's an opening to We're Not Gonna Take It.
Yeah.
That guy that guy, the dad, who's like, "What do you want to do with your life?" He's in this. He's in this movie.
Like the character?
I think the character in that music video is pretty much his character from this, because there's a point where he's like, for some reason they let part of the good guy fraternity, like the guys, like the dean wants to expel them because that's what all these movies are exactly the same, and he says that they're on double secret probation, and he tells
whatever
the
that
evil
means.
whatever that fucking means. So he tells the evil fraternity that he needs to give him an excuse to expel them. And so for some reason that involves one of them, the guy from the Twisted Sister music video, yelling at them while doing military drills. And so he's got the pledge pin from the good guy sorority, and he's like, "Is that a pledge pin on your uniform?" And that line is in the Twisted Sister music video, where "Is that a Twisted Sister pin on your uniform?" And I looked it up, and I couldn't find whether or not that was a direct reference, but it felt like it was a direct reference, because I was like, why do I recognize this guy? And I was like, oh my god, it's the guy from the Twisted Sister music video.
Is the movie referencing the music video, or is the music video referencing the movie? What came first, Justin? The chicken or the egg?
The chicken. The movie came first. This came out in 1978. That music video is from like the 80s. So this came first, and he's much older in that music video. So I'm pretty sure that's a reference to this. There's that, and pretty much most of the movie is just kind of episodic vignettes of them getting into various uncomfortable 1970s shenanigans. So one of the guys, he winds up in the bedroom. They're pulling a prank where they're shoplifting, and he hits on this cashier and invites her to their party, frat party, whatever. She shows up. She gets very drunk. She winds up naked on this guy's bed, and the movie pats him on the back for not sexually assaulting her. Like, there's a point where he's looking at her and she's completely naked, and there's a devil of him and there's an angel of him, and the devil's like, uncouth. Do it, basically. Grab her boobies. That's the nice, clean version of it. And then the angel appears like, "No, you don't want to do this. If you do this, you'll regret it for the rest of her life." And she's very naked. And he decides ultimately not to do it. And the movie's like, "Yay, good job, you, for doing the basically decent thing. You're such a good person for doing the very least you could possibly do by dumping her in a shopping cart, leaving her on her parents' doorstep. You're a good person, guy, who chose not to do a basically good thing." And then the movie goes on, and he goes and he meets her again, and they're making out in a field.
And then he gets rewarded with sex.
He says, "I need to be honest with you. I've never done this before." And he's like, "Oh, making out?" And he's like, "No, the thing I think we're about to do." And she's like, "Oh, that's okay. I've never done it either." And she's like, "And I need to tell you a secret, something I kept from you." And he's like, "Oh, what's that?" She goes, "I'm 13. And instantly I was like, whoa, notice my hands.
No.
Notice my hands. Notice how my hands are nowhere near my junk. Nowhere. They're all the way up here. They're all the way. She was very naked earlier in the movie, and the movie lusted after her. So you'll notice that I'm all the way nowhere near. So uncomfortable. And like you want to be like, "Oh, yeah, okay. It's the 1970s," and like, you know, but I just feel like even in the 1970s for the movie, it's because she was naked, and the movie very much was like a wooga. Like, I was like, oh no. Also, you know how every guy thinks that all women, when they have sleepovers, okay, now here, let me ask you, Jordan, what's the thing that most men think that women do when they have sleepovers?
Makeup and pillow fights?
Naked pillow fight. Exactly, Jordan. Exactly.
No, I said makeup and pillow fights.
Oh.
You filled in the blank yourself there, and I think that says a lot about you, Justin.
Naked pillow fights, Jordan. When we were teenagers, we thought all they did was naked pillow fights and kiss, Jordan. And so this movie very much is where that originates from. There's a point where he's standing on John Belushi is sitting on a ladder. It's random. It comes completely out of nowhere. He just rocks up to the women, and they're all going, hee. "Oh, you steal my boyfriend," whatever. And they're all doing a pillow fight, and they're all, half of them are half naked, for no reason, because this movie just thinks that women just hang around naked, and then he just thumps the ladder over to the side and watches a girl change randomly.
It thinks college girls do this. Just
That's fair. They are college girls. They are legal. They are legal college girls, Jordan. I guess.
Like that's what, and it's probably a sorority, right?
Yes, it's a sorority.
So, yeah, so it's the stereotype of the sorority, not so much the girls themselves.
Okay.
Because that
makes a big difference, right? No,
that makes the big difference.
That
It's not a
makes-
slumber party, Justin. Slumber party, you think of that's like 14,
Alright.
15-year-old girl,
guess.
16,
I
right?
guess.
Like it's not a slumber party. That's weird. What
Feels
you
like
said
you're
is
painting
weird
over a
there.
hole,
It's a sorority party, Justin. That's completely different.
All right, it doesn't feel very different, but all right.
It's completely different.
But
in the
okay, but
70s,
also
in the 70s.
we're gonna be talking about Revenge of the Nerds, and this is gonna come
In the
back, and
70s,
I'm gonna
it's very
stop
different.
here because I've already done too much on this. The ending is fucking bizarre. A lot of these movies from the 1980s do, you know how like biopics do that weird text epitaph?
Yeah,
Is that the
yeah.
word? Yeah. This does that randomly in the middle of the climax where they get kicked out of school.
You
And-
said climax.
Yeah, I said climax. They're long story short, you know how these movies work. The all's lost moment is that they get expelled from school because they get tricked into cheating on
Their girlfriends?
an exam, and they get kicked out of school or whatever. And so they decide that the whole thing is they're not, all this fraternities get invited into this parade, they didn't get invited. And so the end of the movie is just them just trashing this parade. And it's the kind of movie where you're like, yeah, sure, all right. The guys in the evil sorority are kind of not great, but
They're
the guys in
dicks,
Omega
but,
sorority are just as awful. They're just as awful and terrible. Like I'm sorry that
The
that,
point is all humans are terrible.
well, I just kind of it's just funny. I was like, yeah, we wonder why people are why generations of people are so difficult when it's like the movies taught them to be awful, and being awful is rewarded and accepted. And I'm stalling because I just feel like there's one more thing. Yeah, it goes through a bunch of like, this person went off. Oh, that was it. That was the thing that wasn't funny. The epitaph, one of the epitaphs or the text for one of the
Epitaph?
guy. I don't know what the word. The text. It's basically like, this person went on to do this.
The subtitles.
Yeah. Like, you know how biopics end with. And
I know
then
exactly what you're talking about.
yeah.
I just don't know if that was the right word.
I don't know, but this movie does a bunch for all the character. Like, it has the climax of the movie where they're crashing and destroying all of the floats or whatever, and it keeps cutting and telling you what all of these characters do. And one of the characters is such and such got arrested and then got raped in prison. And it was like,
That escalated quickly.
whoa, that's not funny. Is that
Jimmy
supposed to be
was fucked
funny?
to death.
Did people in the 70s think that rape was that's not funny?
mean-
That's not funny?
Male rape? Yeah, probably.
I know, they thought male rape was funny. It's not funny.
It's
Not
terrible,
funny.
but it's true. Yeah, probably. The real answer is yeah, probably.
Yeah, probably, yeah. It's not funny though. It's not funny. It's uncomfortable. It's uncomfortable.
I mean,
there's just certain things where like, okay, it's
That's
uncomfortable.
because you have a conscience.
I know I have
Justin.
2026 sensibilities, but it's
and,
just like
and a conscience.
it's just like certain jokes where I'm like, yeah, okay, I can get behind like certain jokes are badly timed, but they're still funny. It's just so many of these are like, dude, I don't know a world in which seeing what is supposed to be in the text a 13-year-old girl naked and unconscious is not supposed to make me just immediately. Surely in 1978 you felt uncomfortable, like unless people were just horrible back then. I don't know, but I was like, this is icky. I don't like this. It's not funny. It's not funny.
I'm not going to shame an entire generation of people, but
I am. Shame on you. Shame.
I'm going to say
I
that
can't. No more Animal House. And no more talk about university. That was our entire talk about university. Big rant about university.
in the general sense.
In the general sense.
So
Why? I
my
don't
next
like
movie.
Frat boy. Sorry. Before you jump in, I just want to say I don't dislike all college movies. It's particularly the frat boy pledgy movies that I fucking can't stand.
That's a great segue.
Hey there, everybody. It's N-Card Justin here. Let me know down the comments. Do you think Animal House is a big yikes? Please explain to me why you think that Animal House isn't just one big yikes. Or really, leave a comment on anything that we talked about in the video. down in the comments down below. But in the meantime, if you'd like to see the full podcast that is from our University Go to College special, you click the box on the left. Or if you just want to see a random video that YouTube thinks you're going to enjoy, click the box on the right. Hit subscribe if you haven't already. We put new videos out 7 days a week. Or you can just leave this video a like. That helps us out too. We'll see you next time, everybody. Have a good day.